Have you ever found yourself in the middle of a heated argument, feeling like your emotions are spiraling out of control while every word from the other person cuts deeper like a sharp blade? In those moments, it feels as though you're losing your grip, swept into a whirlwind of frustration and anger. For many, conflicts like these don't just create stress in the moment. They leave lasting scars, lingering for days, and often strain the relationships that mean the most to you. But perhaps the most painful realization is how these emotions rob you of your inner peace and harm the bonds you value deeply. Today, we're going to explore 5 powerful strategies to help you stay calm, even in the most intense conflicts. These methods aren't about avoiding issues or suppressing your emotions. They're about facing disagreements with clarity, strength, and confidence. Inspired by the wisdom of Stoicism, these practical techniques are designed to give you the mental stability and emotional resilience to handle any situation without losing your sense of self. You won't need complex tricks or deep meditation, just small shifts in your perspective that can make a massive difference. Before we dive in, think about the last time you let your emotions take over during an argument. Ask yourself, was it really worth sacrificing my peace of mind? If you're ready to take back control in those situations, let's begin this transformative journey together. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because the path to inner peace doesn't stop here. It's a lifelong journey worth embracing. So, are you ready to master your reactions? Let's dive right in. Strategy number 1. Understand that staying calm is a choice. Have you ever felt like a small boat caught in a raging storm when anger or conflict suddenly arises? Your heart races, your breathing quickens, and words spill out like a flood, completely out of control. In moments like these, it seems as if emotions have taken over, pulling you into a vortex with no way out. But here's a powerful truth many overlook. Staying calm is not something that happens naturally. It's a choice. Imagine emotions in an argument as violent waves on the ocean. The surface may be chaotic, but deep below lies stillness, a space of peace you can always reach. I once found myself in a situation that taught me this lesson. It was a tense meeting where a colleague unexpectedly criticized me publicly. At that moment, anger surged, and all I wanted was to retaliate immediately. But instead of letting emotions take over, I chose to pause, take a deep breath, and ask myself, will reacting now solve anything, or will it only make things worse? By doing so, I managed not only to stay composed, but also to present my points clearly and confidently. After the meeting, that same colleague even apologized for their impulsiveness. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control the waves, we can learn how to surf them. When faced with conflict, our body often triggers a fight or flight response, a primitive survival mechanism that doesn't serve well in modern social situations. This response can turn a minor misunderstanding into a major confrontation. Instead of succumbing to it, try a simple exercise. Inhale deeply for 4 counts. Hold your breath for 4 counts and exhale for 4 counts. A small action like this can help you regain control and reframe the way you perceive the situation. Additionally, try imagining yourself watching the argument from afar, as if it's happening between 2 strangers. This perspective not only helps you see what's truly driving the conflict, but also allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than emotionally. Not every disagreement is a battle you need to win. Sometimes remaining calm is the most powerful way to face chaos. Remember, staying calm doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. It means learning how to let emotional waves pass without being swept away by them. As you practice this, arguments won't feel as threatening, and you'll build inner strength to face any challenge. In the end, the key is not about controlling external factors, but mastering yourself. Once you understand this, you won't just ride the waves. You'll turn them into the very force that propels you forward. Number 2, the power of listening over speaking. Have you ever noticed that in heated arguments, we often get caught in an endless cycle of emotions and ego? Every word, every rebuttal, acts as a spark, fueling the flames of conflict even more. But have you ever paused to ask yourself, what truly exhausts us during arguments isn't the disagreement itself, but the fact that we're not genuinely listening to each other? It's this lack of listening, this rush to defend ourselves, that turns minor differences into full-blown emotional battles. Imagine yourself in an argument. Voices rise on both sides, but instead of focusing on the issue at hand, you're busy preparing your next comeback, your next point of defense. The result? Both parties feel unheard, disrespected, and the conflict intensifies. Listening, when done right, is not just a way to calm an argument. It is a bridge to understanding the other person on a deeper level, and understanding yourself. Stoicism teaches us that intentional silence is the highest expression of inner strength. When you choose to listen, you not only control yourself, but also create an opportunity for the other person to feel genuinely heard. This doesn't mean you're forfeiting your right to speak. It means you're choosing to use your words more wisely. I remember a particularly tense family meeting where everyone was fighting to get their point across. Instead of jumping into the fray, I decided to stay silent and focus on listening. Instead of a rebuttal, I asked a simple question. What do you mean by that? That single question didn't just ease the tension. It created a space where people could share openly instead of simply trying to win the argument. Listening goes beyond paying attention to words. It's also about how you communicate through body language. A warm gaze, a slight nod, or simply maintaining a relaxed posture conveys that you're truly engaged and care about what's being said. On the other hand, crossing your arms, rolling your eyes, or speaking in a sharp tone can make the other person feel threatened, escalating their defensiveness. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Most of what we say and do is not essential." This is especially true during arguments. When you choose to remain silent rather than rushing to speak, you're demonstrating true self-mastery and dignity. Next time you find yourself in the middle of a heated discussion, pause and ask yourself, what is this person really trying to convey? Can I understand the emotions behind their words? By shifting your perspective, you not only diffuse the situation, but also create a deeper connection where understanding takes precedence over conflict. True calmness isn't about winning arguments. It's about mastering yourself so that even your silence becomes your greatest strength. 3. Learn to see argument as collaboration. Arguments often feel like storms, where every word is a gust of wind trying to topple the resolve of both sides. But what if, instead of clashing, we could choose to face the storm together? What if, instead of being adversaries, we could become allies in the quest for understanding? This isn't an abstract notion, but a practical approach to transforming conflict into an opportunity for connection. A mindset shift that can save not only relationships, but also the peace within ourselves. Most arguments escalate because we fall into the trap of me versus you. This mentality makes everyone feel attacked, leading to defensiveness and a relentless drive to prove a point. But ask yourself, does winning an argument really matter if it damages the relationship? Arguments shouldn't be about victory, they should be about understanding. Marcus Aurelius said it best, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This wisdom reminds us that true strength lies in bridging gaps, not widening them. Imagine an argument as two people rowing a small boat in turbulent waters. If both row in opposite directions, the boat spins aimlessly, going nowhere. But when they align their efforts and row in unison, the boat not only moves forward, but also withstands the storm. Similarly, when you and the other person choose collaboration over confrontation, the conflict not only subsides, but also becomes an opportunity to deepen mutual understanding and connection. To change the trajectory of an argument, start by changing your language. Instead of accusatory phrases like, "You always do this," or "You never listen," try saying, "What can we do together to resolve this?" Or, "How can we improve this?" The subtle shift from you to we carries immense power, transforming blame into cooperation, confrontation into camaraderie. Remember, conflict isn't resolved solely through words, but also through the emotions you convey with your body language. A gentle gaze, a slight nod, or simply avoiding crossed arms or eye rolls can be enough to diffuse tension. When the other person senses your openness, they are more likely to lower their defenses, and the conversation becomes far more constructive. Stoicism reminds us that in any situation, the one thing we control is our response. When you prioritize collaboration over competition, you shift the focus from winning to finding a shared solution. This not only diffuses tension, but also builds trust and lays the foundation for lasting relationships. The next time you find yourself in a heated debate, ask yourself, what is my goal here? Do I want to understand this person, or do I just want to prove them wrong? The answer will shape how you approach the conversation. And if you choose empathy and collaboration, you'll not only maintain your composure, but also create a space for both sides to grow. When we learn to see arguments as opportunities for cooperation rather than battles, conflicts cease to be sources of stress and become catalysts for connection. You and the other person are no longer opponents on a battlefield, but teammates rowing together to navigate the waves toward a common goal. In that mindset shift, you'll find calm, clarity, and solutions that honor both sides. 4. Master your body to master your mind. Have you ever felt like your body was betraying you during an argument? Your jaw clenches, your shoulders tense, your breathing becomes shallow. Clear signs that stress has taken hold even before you're fully aware of it. In moments of conflict, your body doesn't just reflect your emotions, it amplifies them, dragging you deeper into an uncontrollable spiral. But here's the fascinating truth. The power to break free from this cycle lies entirely within you. Stoicism teaches us that the body and mind are not separate entities, but two sides of the same coin. When you master your body, you can also master your mind, allowing you to find peace even in situations that feel impossible. Imagine you're driving through a storm. Gripping the wheel tightly and slamming the gas pedal only increases the danger. But loosening your grip and slowing down helps you regain control. Your body operates similarly during arguments. When you learn to calm your body, the emotional storm within you begins to dissipate. The first key to achieving this lies in your breath, your most powerful and accessible tool. When tension rises, try this simple breathing exercise. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. After just a few cycles, you'll feel relaxation gently taking over. But breathing is just the beginning. Pay attention to your body. Are your shoulders tense? Is your jaw clenched? Are your fists tight? These are signs your body is bracing for a fight. Instead of letting it continue, make a conscious effort to relax your shoulders, open your hands, and release the tension in your jaw. These seemingly minor adjustments send a powerful message to your brain. There is no threat here. This soothes both your body and your mind. Your posture also plays a significant role in easing tension. Picture yourself in the middle of an argument, arms crossed, leaning forward aggressively. This posture not only communicates defensiveness, but can escalate the situation. Instead, keep your arms relaxed. Sit or stand with an upright yet open posture, confident but approachable. This not only calms you, but signals to the other person that you are not a threat, helping to diffuse their defensiveness. Even your tone of voice can be a powerful tool. A sharp, raised tone may provoke hostility, while a steady, calm voice encourages composure. If you feel your voice rising, consciously lower it and slow down your speech. You'll find that a composed tone not only soothes your own emotions, but often prompts the other person to mirror your calmness. These adjustments, deep breathing, releasing tension, adopting an open posture, and softening your tone, may seem small, but their impact is profound. They effectively shift you out of the fight-or-flight mode that fuels arguments. When your body relaxes, your mind is free to think clearly, listen actively, and respond thoughtfully. It's also worth practicing these techniques outside of arguments so they become second nature. For instance, at the end of your day, take a moment to reflect on how your body reacted to stress. Notice your breathing during tense moments at work or home. These habits build a foundation of calm that you can rely on when conflicts arise. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in self-mastery. Gaining control over your body may seem like a small piece of the puzzle, but it is foundational. By managing your physical state, you create the conditions for emotional clarity. And when your mind is clear, you can approach any argument with the grace and composure of someone who truly understands their inner power. The last point, let go of the need to win. Have you ever found yourself in the middle of an argument, driven by the urge to win, to prove your point, to protect your ego and sense of worth? At first, victory might seem like the ultimate goal. But looking back, have you ever wondered, what was the cost of that win? Sometimes in our relentless pursuit of being right, we lose something far more valuable: understanding, connection, and at times even cherished relationships. Stoicism reminds us that the most important thing is not about who wins or loses, but about how we treat one another in moments of conflict. Imagine an argument with a loved one where you're adamantly defending your perspective. Each word, every sharp retort, lands like arrows aimed directly at the other person. Then, when the argument ends, you realize you've won, but there's no sense of satisfaction. Instead, there's a painful silence, a distance that wasn't there before. It's at that moment you understand that winning an argument can sometimes leave behind wounds far deeper than the disagreement itself. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The consequences of anger are far more grievous than the causes of it." When we let our ego take over, we allow emotions to dictate our actions, turning small fractures in relationships into irreparable chasms. But letting go of the need to be right doesn't mean abandoning yourself or agreeing to everything that contradicts your beliefs. It means shifting your focus from protecting your ego to building bridges of understanding. Think of an argument as a fire. If you feed it with sarcasm, defensiveness, or blame, it will rage uncontrollably. But if you take a step back, pause, and reflect, the fire will naturally die down. Humility is the key here. It doesn't diminish your value. Instead, it creates space to learn from the other person's perspective. Sometimes, something as simple as saying, "You might be right," can diffuse tension and open the door for collaboration instead of conflict. Not every argument needs a victor. Sometimes the best outcome is agreeing to disagree. This not only preserves mutual respect, but also safeguards long-term relationships. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our emotions and reactions. When we let go of the need to change others, we find freedom. The next time you're pulled into a heated discussion, pause and ask yourself, what truly matters here? Is winning this argument worth the strain it places on our relationship? Or am I feeding my ego instead of fostering connection? These questions not only help you gain clarity, but also pave the way for meaningful and constructive conversations. Remember, the greatest victories are not about proving you're right, but about maintaining and strengthening the relationships that matter most in your life. Thank you for joining us and exploring these powerful strategies to stay calm and master your emotions during discussions. We hope these methods not only help you gain better control over your emotions, but also bring confidence and clarity to every conflict you face. Remember, debates aren't about winning. They're about understanding each other. True strength lies in how you choose to respond, and this ability is the key to living a more serene and empowered life. Let's start turning challenges into opportunities for growth. By practicing active listening, shifting your mindset, and mastering emotional control, you'll find yourself not only navigating disagreements more effectively, but also becoming a stronger and more respected version of yourself in everyday life. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment saying, "I love this video," to show that you watched until the end. Thank you for your support. Stay calm, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video. If you are new here, please like the video and subscribe. Statistics show that only 15% of my audience is subscribed to the channel, so if this content has helped you in any way, I ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now, let's go back to the topic.